So you guys can unmute and say hello.
Do I go first?
You can go first.
Hi.
Got this.
All right. So, hi, I am Guile or Van, depending on where you've met me. I'm just going to be asking some questions today, so I am not the interesting one. I'm handing this off to one of our guests, Nya or Garik, whoever wants to speak up first.
I forgot to introduce myself.
Oh boy.
That's rough. That's rough, buddy.
So Nya,
Oh,
you survived
Jesus.
just a little bit longer.
God, my voice is not totally here. I woke up only an hour ago. So, I'm sorry. Hello guys, my name is Nya. Not totally awake, but I like Lee said, I am leader of the music club on KHA, and I am the founder of KeyCast over there as well. I'm also a singer, but I am not very avid in singing as of late. College. So that's really all from me. So
All right.
All right then, I guess I'll chime in. Hello everyone. My name's Garik. I run a YouTube channel where I do metal guitar covers of the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. Just recently released an album that contains what I've done so far, and relatively new, so I don't have too much to say about myself. But yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Both me and Van own a copy of your album.
Awesome. So. Yeah, I remember you bought one. I when I wrote your name down on the shipping label, I didn't know Van had one too.
And we've got a couple people in the chat who Nate says that she's got it, and Gamer says that he wants it. So.
Oh yeah, I see. Awesome.
Woo. I'm still trying to get my energy up.
Yeah, I also just woke up like an hour and a half ago, so
I'm not the only one. So happy.
That's what happens when you go to bed at like 6 in the morning.
Ayo. I feel.
Wait, for once, I'm not the last person who woke up. That's actually pretty cool for me.
No, I'm actually, I'm Mountain Standard Time, so it's only 9:10 over here.
Oh,
it's
geez.
10 here.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting time zones are a thing. We just had that discussion, and I already forgot.
Yeah. I'm sorry for making you panic about that.
No, it's happened literally every week. Somebody's been like, "This time is wrong," and I'm like, "Thanks for telling me." At least in every single case, I've been an hour early, which has been ludicrously helpful.
Yeah, definitely. So what we gonna get to? What we gonna do?
So me and Van have a list of, starter questions to get the ball rolling, and then we can take some questions from the chat if anybody has any. Van, do you want to ask the starter one?
All right, sure thing. To get us started off, do you guys have any more details that you'd like to share about your main projects, the music club and the Reconnect album? Whoever wants to go first.
Not really. I mean, music club is pretty standard. All we do is we just do music challenges, whether it be making covers, adding lyrics to songs, or completely making a new song. But that's rare. I mean, all our talents range from beginner to expert level. Like Itara's in my club, and she's more talented in music than I am. She'd be a much better music leader, but because she's composing her own music at this point. I'm sitting here. She's young. She's in her teens. I'm in my teens. I shouldn't say that. But She's very, very talented. And then we have me, who's beginner, doesn't know the first thing about music theory. That's a lie. I took a class on music theory. But I'm so beginner at this. I've never written lyrics before. I've never composed any music before, decent music at least. So this is really just a collection of a wide range of talents and trying to get challenges out through those talents. So, whew,
So
that was hard.
Trying to grow through those channels. Everyone's got a different starting point, but everyone's going in the same direction.
Yes. We also have music theory lessons that we do, and I forgot to do lesson 2 yesterday.
That's wicked cool, though, that you guys are actually like teaching and learning from each other.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. I don't know. We do it for fun.
That is cool.
I'm done on my spiel. I don't know if Garik wants to go on his.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll ramble. Any other details I have about my stuff? I mean, not particularly. I don't know what all else I really have to say about it. I mean, it only came out like a few months ago, so it's kind of still relatively new. I am working on the second one. If you follow me on my social media, you've seen me dropping little hints, like progress bar type hints. So it's on its way.
Always nice. Always fun to see. It's always fun to see updates, whether they're videos of you playing the acoustic version of a song while you're still putting it together, or just something that says, "Oh, by the way, I'm still here, still going forward."
Yeah, I always that's one of my things is I try to, stay in the news feed, so to speak. Try to be like, "Oh, hey guys, I still exist, just so you know."
You reached a milestone on, I think, your Enter the Darkness cover earlier today, wasn't it?
Yes, the Vanitas. Yeah, last night it hit 10,000 on YouTube, so that was pretty exciting.
That's pretty awesome. That's definitely my favorite one.
It's crazy because a couple of them are starting to get higher and higher. Like the Roxas one is just shy of 20,000, so that's like crazy.
That's a lot. Especially for a newer YouTube channel, like a smaller YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's been kind of nuts because I've had a YouTube since like 2011, but I was really just kind of, farting around for the first few years, just doing random stuff and wasn't, taking it seriously or anything. It was just a fun thing. And then I didn't start doing it as like hey, I should actually put effort into this until like 2016. So it's not even been 2 years really. And then I didn't really even start marketing myself on like social media until like, honestly, it's only been a few months. So it's kind of exploded really quickly. As far as how long it's been, the amount of traction it's gained in such a little time has been kind of ridiculous. So it's been really cool.
It shows how much it shows how active the Kingdom Hearts fandom is.
Oh, absolutely. Like Project Astadi was trending like higher than like modern video game soundtracks. Did you guys see that?
Mm-hmm. They reached the iTunes charts like next to like actual like big artists.
Right, they were right behind, what was it, the Ready Player One soundtrack, which is Steven Spielberg. Like that's insane.
I haven't gotten to listen to the entire album myself yet, but from what I have heard, the performances are absolutely fantastic.
They're incredible. I was there in their they streamed the whole album on Twitch right before it went live at midnight, and it was so good. The whole thing is so good.
Yeah, have you listened to Project Astadi yet? Darkness?
Do I live under a rock? I have listened to some of the tracks. I haven't had time to listen to all of them. Considering that the only way I usually listen to my music is on Discord, so I can do other things. So I haven't gotten through all of them. I think I've gotten past Terra. I don't know what the song is after that. So gotten pretty far, but not all 30 because that's a trip. But I've been following Project Dust.t since I discovered them. I think a year or two ago. I don't know. I'm pretty new to Project Dust.t, so I was obsessed with their Light album, mainly their Kyrie soundtrack because that one was really good. But then with Darkness, I still have yet to unlock all the fun fantasies and everything with that because I'm slacking. That's all I gotta say.
I've been listening to it in the car, and I haven't really gone anywhere because I've been cleaning the house. So I haven't gotten through it all of it yet. I think I'm about halfway through Darkness at this point.
And then there's me. I've listened to the whole thing like 5 times.
You, the overachiever.
Has to upstage everybody. With his 10,000 YouTube views on his Vanitas cover, he thinks that he's better than everyone.
20,000 on Roxas over there. All right, so do we want to move on to question number 2?
Yep, I can cover this one if you want.
All right.
How did you get into music in general? Like, what was your introduction into doing music as a hobby?
Garik, you want to go first?
Sure, why not? My introduction to playing music or listening to music? Oh, they're both muted. Okay. I'm assuming they're talking about.
I'm sorry. I saw Nate's message. It says Riku, Terra, Axel, and Vanitas. I think I'm about halfway through Darkness at this point.
I just saw that.
I had to take a minute to compose myself.
Okay.
Playing music.
Okay. From the time I was really young, I was really into drums. And so that was what I always wanted to do at first, but I didn't ever really get into actually playing it until Rock Band came out, that old game from back when. And so that's how I started getting interested in actually playing that game. Then I moved on, what was it? So I played Rock Band like religiously. And then my dad was like, hey, you're really good at this. And then I got an actual electronic drum set. So I started off playing drums, but then eventually I was like, I'm really, like, I enjoy the guitar I'm hearing in all these songs on these games. And my brother, because he was playing with me, he was the guitar person when I would be playing drums, and he bought a guitar. And he played that for a while, but he very quickly lost interest because, guitar has such a steep learning curve at first. So he gave it up pretty quickly, but then his guitar was still lying around. So I was like, hey, there's a guitar. Let me try it. And so I started off playing his guitar. And yeah, it was a massive pain trying to learn how to play it. But I don't know, I just really, really badly wanted to get good at guitar, and and then eventually I got to the point where I wanted my own, and I bought my own, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
The learning curve for guitar is ludicrous. I'm like your brother. I quit. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I'd say probably the first, at least 6 months of guitar are just, it's not fun at all. Like none, because not only do you suck the entire time, and I don't just mean suck, I mean like really suck. Like anyone who hears you play is just like, can you stop? Like, stop, please. But but it like shreds your fingertips because your fingers have to like get used to, cutting themselves on metal strings that they've never
And
interacted
that
with
fear is
before.
why I quit guitar.
Yeah, it's really painful. Like even today, if I take too long of a break from guitar and then I have a day where I play it for, hours and hours and hours, that still will happen. It's just kind of the thing where if you let your skin get too like weak again, it has to build that back up, and it's painful every single time. It's terrible.
It's absolute hell.
Yeah, that
But
Nate
sounds
says guitars
terrible.
sound like
it's worth it. What?
Nate says guitars sound like murder music tools.
They are.
Amen to that,
You know?
Nate. Oh my lord. Oh, is it my turn? What?
Yep.
Yeah, you can go now if you want.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were done or not. So, I don't play any fancy instruments, so I don't have any cool instrument stuff like that, or anything. Cool instrument stories. I don't. I didn't murder my fingers. So, so my little start of my journey actually happened when I was really, really young, into music. My dad just played music in his car, and he would always play like 80s and 90s rock. In 2000s, when the 2000s hit, he would always play Evanescence, and that stuff was my jam. So, typically I'd be at the tender age of 2, I was headbanging to a lot of rock songs. So my dad would often call me his little rocker chick, because I'm the only girl in the family. So, woo. Going from there, it kind of just built up to where I would just sing along to the songs if I could. Especially when I hit the Disney phases of my childhood. Hilary Duff was my jam. Like,
That was
No
my
one.
that was my entire like 2002 was the
Yes.
Metamorphosis album.
Oh my God, Metamorphosis! I still play that album to this day. Still do.
I have a couple songs on my Spotify still.
Okay, I actually own the CD to Metamorphosis. Not gonna lie.
All of the CDs got lost in the war, but I did have it. I had it back then.
My Metamorphosis CD is so old and so played over and over again that track 13 is destroyed. I cannot play track 13 anymore, which is why not. And it was one of my favorite songs, and I got really upset.
Song.
But my music career, I guess you could say, I don't really have a professional music career at all. I actually didn't get into singing, like in a choir and such, until the 8th grade. I was singing for fun on my own, like, yeah, I love singing. Granted, it was horrible. But once I joined choir, I got a little more refined. So that was in the 8th grade. And I took choir from 8th grade all the way up to my senior year of high school, which was just last year. And I'm not taking choir as of right now, but I do kind of practice on my own. I plan on going back into choir. I miss it. But it's nothing really fancy. I was just a choir kid. I was a nerd. Like, never be a nerd in a choir class, because no one else is a nerd, especially if you go to like some sort of high religious school. Like, my school is very conservative. Being an anime and Kingdom Hearts nerd was not an opportune moment in the choir. But it was a lot of fun to be in. I had a great teacher and all that fun stuff. I also took a music theory class, as I mentioned earlier. I failed. I sucked at it. I mean, he didn't care, so he just passed me anyway, but it's really bad. So
Music is hard.
It is. It's so hard. So it's it was not a fun time.
It's really interesting that there's not a lot of nerds in choir, because if you go just a little bit over to the side and talk to the band geeks, they are 100% nerds, every single one.
Oh no. Okay, our band kids were insane.
Band kids.
So my at my school, band kids were the number one kids in our fine arts class, or in our fine arts building. We had a specific building for our fine arts.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had choir in one room, and the band room was right next to ours. So just a little ways away. So we could hear them. You can hear each other. It's a small building. So, and then just down the hall, we had orchestra, and further down the hall, we had theater kids. So you could hear the theater kids practicing if our doors were open. You could hear orchestra practicing. But the band kids, you'd hear arguments over music, anime, video games, anything. You'd hear saxophones playing Careless Whisper or something like that. And
that sounds right to me.
And like my friend was actually she was in the jazz band, and she was actually head saxophonist, and she would go around playing Careless Whisper on Valentine's Day. There are Valentine's grams where they had the saxophone players. They had little like Valentine's grams. They would deliver them with a little Hershey kiss, and then they'd play Careless Whisper for them. That went trending on Snapchat. That was nationally recognized on Snapchat. So just saying, that was pretty popular, and I'm pretty sure other schools are copying us now, but
that's pretty fantastic.
What my brother used to do,
Sorry, no, go ahead. I'm done.
When my brother was in school, what he would do is he would bring his Barry sax around and just pick one of his classmates and follow them to the next class, playing Careless Whisper the entire time. He was that kind of nerd.
Oh yeah, no, that's what my friend did. She's transitioning. That's what she did. Careless Whisper, she would just do for fun, and she would trail her behind her friends and do the Jaws theme as well. Like that was even before I knew her. She was infamous for trailing random students and playing the Jaws theme.
That's pretty great.
Like, she followed one of my friends one time. I was walking with her, and then I was like, oh, hey, I gotta go in the choir room really quick. I'll meet you outside. And all of a sudden, I hear the Jaws theme, and my friend going, shut up! She kind of just scurried away, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it was really weird.
That's pretty great.
Shark attack dissuaded.
Kids are insane.
Sorry, I went on a bunny trail there.
Oh no, totally fine. Then did you want to snag the next question?
All right, sure thing. Let me look down my list. What Square Enix song is the most emotionally moving for you? Something that gets you hyped up, makes you sad, or whatever. Something that affects you.
Oof. This is gonna make me take a moment.
Or just a song that you really like that sticks. Either way.
So any Square Enix song at all?
Yeah, any Square Enix song.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's gonna be mostly Kingdom Hearts from my end.
Same.
Dearly Beloved, specifically the Kingdom Hearts 2 version, is my favorite song of all time. So there's that. God, there's too many. I mean, that one is like the first thing that comes to mind, but everything else is like there's too many of them. We'll be here for hours talking about it.
Yeah, I really love how they're able to capture emotions so well. Who's the composer for Kingdom Hearts again?
Yoko Shinomura.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shinomura is my idol. I like with my. There's so many songs that I could list off right now. So many. All of them Kingdom Hearts, because I've never played Final Fantasy. I'm sorry, I fail. But actually, I've never played any other Square Enix title, actually. So I need to get working on that. But Jay, that hurts. But I am a huge, I'm just KH nerd, and all the music in KH is just 100% beautiful. It's really hard for me to pick just one, but with the recent world tour, I saw that one with my little brother. We oh god, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. We both were there trying not to cry because of all the beautiful music. And my favorite song that they played was Treasured Memories. Because that's a KH1 song, and that brings back so many nostalgic feels. And you like it's my life right there. Treasured Memories is a song that's been kind of stuck in the back of my brain ever since I started playing Kingdom Hearts, and it's made such an impact that I'm like, I can't let that one go to the wayside anymore. I got to bring it into the light. So the World Tour just did a fantastic rendition of it, and it made me cry. Actually, all the songs made me cry. I shouldn't say that, but the one that really does stick out to me and brings me the most feels is Treasured Memories.
Yeah, I always liked Treasured Memories. It was never one of my all-time favorites from the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack, but the orchestra version of that song, I remember when they someone had the CD, I think it was probably Everglow, had it up on YouTube before the orchestra actually like came to the US.
Yeah.
And I heard that one and I was like, "Oh my Lord, this is incredible." Like that's my favorite version of that song, hands down.
Yeah, definitely, hands down. Actually, I'm reading the chat right now, and Jay said, I was betting on Sora's theme. Let me get this out of the way.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. As majority of the people in this chat know, Garik, I'm just meeting you now, so you don't know this. I am in love with Sora. He is my favorite character. I do actually call myself Sora's wife. That is my title on the Kingdom Hearts Amino. Don't judge. That is how much I love my Sora. So Sora is basically like the love of my life, pretty much. You can imagine me seeing him in a KH3 form. Holy smokes. But yes, I do actually have a ship named with Sora. It's called Naira. And
that's actually people cute.
People like to say, oh, since she loves Sora so much, Sora's theme must be her favorite song. That is not true. I will actually prove you wrong. I hate Sora's theme.
Ouch.
Whoa.
Okay. There's a reason behind it though, because it's one of those songs where I wish I could just hum along to. It's like, yeah, no, with my voice not properly warmed up, I can't hum to that song at all because it's so stinking high and it jumps around everywhere. Don't get me wrong, that captures Sora perfectly because he does not do anything plan-wise. So it's just, I can't deal with that song. I can't. So there you go. I like how Gazzy went to my profile and found it. Gazzy.
Gazzy goes above and beyond in the line of duty.
So we've gotten a couple of questions from the chat. So I'll start on those. You guys are all set?
Yes, we're set. I think yes.
All right.
Garik, did you want to say anything else on it, or are you good?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. So Nate asked.
Okay, cool. You saw that one.
Do you want to go? Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, you say it then.
Fine. So Nate asked, what inspired you to consider your hobbies as a more professional kind of pursuit? What made you want to take music to sort of a next level with performing or doing your CD or something like that?
Was that Nate's question?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I gotta scroll up.
I mean, I never really considered it to be like a profession necessarily, or like something that I took seriously to that degree. I just told this story last week to somebody, so I guess I'll reiterate that here. What it was I had been, like I said, I started my YouTube channel just kind of casually because it was a way to like sort of video catalog my progress as a guitar player. Like as I would post a new cover that was like really challenging for me, I could like capture that and then go and look back on it after the fact. And I did that for several years, but then there came kind of like a breaking point almost where I started to kind of lose interest in doing cover songs because when I was starting off, I was doing like like covers of metal bands, not the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack. And that was fun and all, but that got boring really fast, especially because no one was really paying attention. So basically there came a point where I I wanted to keep playing guitar, but I was bored with making videos. But at the same time, I was like, well, I've never really tried really hard to make these good. They were always kind of like not thrown together, but I never really tried to make them anything other than just like, a webcam video of me in my room just kind of doing whatever. So basically what happened was I was like, okay, I'm going to test this. I'm going to like buy some fancy lights and get a much better camera and actually take this seriously. And if I hate it, then I'm just going to stop posting videos and that'll be the end. But if I like it, then cool. So that's what I did. But then I was like, okay, well, what do I want to do? Because I'm sick of playing, like Metallica and Trivium songs. That's boring now. So what should I do instead? And at the time, because back, what was it? Like Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in like 2006. And then after that game, I was still following Kingdom Hearts, but I kind of dipped off the map as far as like actually playing the games until probably when did Recoded come out? Like 2011. It was way after Birth by Sleep
2010,
came out.
2011, something like that.
Yeah. So I never stopped being a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but I stopped playing the games for probably like 3-4 years. So at that time, which was like 2012, 2013, I had just recently started playing all the games that I had missed. And this was before 1.5 came out, so I had to go and like repurchase a 3DS and a PSP and all that stuff. And getting back into it, like it all came back to me, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I love Kingdom Hearts. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. That's what I'll do. That sounds like fun, and that's kind of where it just snowballed from there.
It's a really
Go on.
Go ahead.
No, you.
No.
Why are we so polite?
Oh my god. The Americans take charge.
I'm Canadian. You go.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's we're gonna be here for a while.
I apologize way more than you. I don't think that you're allowed to be called a Canadian anymore.
Oh my god, is this like
it counts.
Are we actually gonna fight about this?
We're gonna
We're
fight
gonna
about this.
That's the rest of the podcast. It's just a throwdown.
Only Canadians would fight about who says sorry more.
I'm
Still,
way
that's-
nicer than you.
Oh my god.
Ouch. I'm just trying to get back to the podcast, man.
Go ahead.
I'm shook.
I think it's wicked cool that just deciding to get back into a series has led into something that's become, I imagine, a pretty big part of what you're doing. I remember when you were first looking into making printed CDs that you had to like jump through some hoops with like intellectual property and all that. So that must have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that must have took up a lot of your time. So the fact that just, oh, I'm going to play these games again led to something so big, that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, it was with specifically the Seeker of Darkness, the Xehanort tribute medley thing. That was it wasn't a mistake, because that's my favorite cover that I've ever done and probably will continue to be. But when it comes to licensing, like trying to put that on like Spotify or iTunes or something, that's mashing 13 songs into one is a licensing nightmare, and it's extremely expensive. So that I'm definitely not going to make a medley with that many songs ever again. I managed to pull it off for the CDs, obviously, but as far as doing it digitally, like I literally can't put that song up on any platform digitally just because the licensing is such an issue. So that sucked. But I mean, yeah, as far as how it just kind of came from me getting back into Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it was just the experience of kind of taking a break from the series and then coming back. It was just nothing had ever given me such a rush of nostalgia like that. Like I remember when 1.5 came out, I I was driving home and I knew that it had been delivered. Like I got like the email, and I came home that day knowing that it was in my house, and I was like shaking just because the idea of playing Kingdom Hearts in HD was that exciting to me. So like, I don't know, this series, it screws with me, man. It's fantastic.
It's actually something I hear a lot, that Kingdom Hearts as a series just affects people so deeply.
It's so weird, like, because I don't know, it gives me a feeling that nothing else does. That's the way I always describe it to people when they ask me, like, why do I love it so much? I mean, there's a variety of reasons, obviously, but I mean, there's just, I don't know, the Kingdom Hearts feels, man. They're nothing else has them.
The Disney feels mashed up with the Final Fantasy feels. That's definitely where it comes from.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's such a weird but like magical combination.
Yeah, that's the word I always use. Is it's like magical for reasons I can't really put my finger on, but it just is, and I just accept it.
I think that we all have to.
Sorry.
Hey, if I'm gonna be coughing into this microphone this whole time, you don't have to apologize for that. Besides, we really shouldn't get into the apology discussion again.
Okay, well, it's really unprofessional to clear your throat on a podcast, so I'm just going through some morning allergies, so please bear with me.
It's not good.
Oh my gosh, you know what? Sorry.
Someone in the chat, hold on, let me find it.
Oh,
Someone asked,
I don't
like,
even
how
think
did you pull that off with Square or something? Who said that?
Oop, I'm just gonna mute my mic because my brother's being annoying.
Okay. I swear I saw a question about Square or something. Hold on.
time to scroll.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I saw a question that was like, how the hell did you pull? Yeah, there it is. How the hell did you pull that off with Square? I'm assuming they're referring to the licensing. Like, how did I pull that off? It's not Square. It's Disney. Disney owns all the Kingdom Hearts music. Like, if you go and you check the copyright information for any Kingdom Hearts song, it's owned by Disney because Disney owns Kingdom Hearts. It's actually not owned by Square Enix, even though, Square Enix publishes Kingdom Hearts. The copyright belongs entirely to Disney. So, yeah. So it's actually even more, because, Disney owns everything. So it's like, oh, God, I have to ask Disney for permission for this. But
Disney is wicked protective over their IP. If you're trying to make like Disney clothes, then you're screwed.
Oof, you're screwed for life, man.
The way you have to do it is there are, obviously licensing companies that exist that, you go to them and be like, hey, I want to license this song. Can you help me? And then obviously you pay them money and then they do it. So it's really not that hard. You just have to have the money to do it. And yeah, that's why I had to do the crowdfunding thing because, I was able to put down some of my own money to make CDs, but God, it was expensive, especially licensing. Like I said, that's why I'm never doing a medley with that many songs in it ever again. Because Xehanort alone was like hundreds of dollars.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, it's expensive.
Jeebus.
Yup.
That's insane.
That would be why you will not be seeing Seeker of Darkness on Spotify or iTunes, because it's like impossible to license that one.
So the different songs they attribute different licensing values to?
Yes. So when it comes to licensing medleys, every song that's in the medley is a different composition, so it counts as a separate song. So that one song is 13 songs, so I had to get 13 licenses for just that one song. So it's a nightmare.
So what do you do with it now that it's all together? How can you get that song out there?
Well, I mean, okay, technically it's possible. The service that I use to put the album out digitally, they're really good with doing all the licensing stuff for the artist. The only thing is when it comes to medleys, they have a limit on how many songs you can have in one medley just because of, the cost benefits on their end. And their maximum is 8. And Xehanort obviously goes over that. So through them, I can't do it, but they're the cheapest when it comes to licensing costs. So if I wanted to put Seeker of Darkness out there digitally, I technically could, but it would be really expensive, like I said. So I don't have the money to put that up on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff.
So the maximum is 8, which means that you make an Axel medley, and then you just call it Seekers of Darkness.
Right.
And then you put it out there.
Yeah, I thought about being, sneaky and trying to, like, say there were less songs than there actually were, but I didn't, I was like, I'm not about to get myself sued, so let's not do that.
That would cost a lot more.
Me.
For a company that puts out such nice, happy movies, they're really cutthroat.
Yeah.
They gotta be, though. They're like a monopoly, man. They gotta be cutthroat about the stuff they own.
Did they ever... were they the ones that were trying to purchase Fox?
Yes.
They did purchase Fox.
Yeah,
Oh, they got
succeeded.
They
Holy
succeeded. I'm telling you, they are a monopoly. They really are.
They own like all of the biggest properties that exist.
Pretty much.
Yep. Except for DreamWorks. DreamWorks is holding on.
They're holding on by the rope that is their smarm brow.
It's a matter of time until
one
Princess
day we will
Fiona's
have
a Disney
Shrek.
princess.
Please don't do that.
Mhm.
Don't mix Shrek and my Disney. Thank you very much.
That would be terrible.
I
not
would
want
just
that.
about cry.
I won't be surprised.
Because then that
when
means
happens,
Shrek. No. That means Shrek would be an actual possibility for Kingdom Hearts, and I don't want my
Oh,
Kingdom
God.
Hearts and my Shrek
No.
mixing. No. I don't even like Shrek.
So we take Shrek 2 for the GameCube, and then we just put Kingdom Hearts characters in it.
No. Like, what about that Shrek Smash game or whatever?
There
for
have
the
been
DS.
so many Shrek games.
Like, there was a DS game called like Shrek Smash. It was on the Xbox too, and you'd be able to fight other characters. Like, it was legit wrestling matches. Like, I think you had 4 characters max, and you could just fight each other all out, just brawl, kind of like Super Smash Brothers.
So we don't need Sora for Smash, we need Sora for Shrek Smash.
Oh my God.
No.
Sora and everything.
No. Well, I mean, I agree. Let's put Sora and everything, but not in Shrek. I'm okay. Do not tempt my holy angel.
Put Sora in everything. Asterisk. Shrek's world is a transformation world.
No, I don't want Sora to become an ogre. No, let's not. I don't want to. Don't do that to my husband, please.
Hitara says she wants to draw Shrek with a keyblade.
Not. Sora would be a cookie? Okay, I totally could get that. I could get behind that, yes.
That would be actually
so
really adorable.
I could totally get behind that. 100% actually. Cookie Sora is a yes. Yes from his wife.
Do you ever get to a point in a conversation and wonder how you got there?
Yeah, a lot of the times, honestly. That'll happen with me.
I think that this went in a really productive direction.
We went from Disney is difficult to, hey, Shrek is terrible.
It is, though.
All right. Do we want to move on to the next question?
All right. Do you want to do the next one from the chat?
Yeah, I think this one came from Jay. I'm scrolled way, way away from it now. But which game do you think had the least memorable soundtrack?
The least memorable soundtrack. Geez, that's hard because they're all good.
Okay, wait, can I correct that one? It's which game out of the KH series would you say had the least memorable original songs?
I forgot that we're not just talking about Kingdom Hearts. Whoops.
Because that's all
thank
I
you
know.
for the correction.
I want to say, in my opinion, probably Dream Drop Distance, because every other game has songs that I can immediately think of and be like, oh God, that was a good song. But that one, I don't know. I felt like obviously, like the final battle song against young Xehanort was really, really good, and then the final Xemnas song, pretty much all the boss battle songs. But I don't know. When I think about it, that's really the only soundtrack that I'm not immediately, because even the Recoded soundtrack, I was really into that one. So that's probably, I'd say, Dream Drop Distance.
I mean, for me, it's not as easy. I did like a lot of songs in all the soundtracks, but for me, I think I would have to agree with the Dream Drop Distance. For that one, a lot of the songs just sounded like they were remakes of songs that already existed, which I know Dearly Beloved is a huge like competitor of that. Like it's guilty of everything. Like, just it's been recreated so many times, but at least every time it sounds amazing. But with the Dream Drop Distance soundtrack, it just sounded like we've already heard these songs before, and it just kind of was like, I'm not too thrilled with it. Another one I would have to say would be the Union Cross soundtrack. The only good thing about that soundtrack, is the Dearly Beloved. Nothing else.
Dude, the key version of Dearly Beloved is one of my favorites. I love it so much.
Yeah, no, like I can't get past it. I cannot. There's nothing original about the soundtrack, so I don't care to listen to the soundtrack. You know what I mean? So that's another one that I do not like.
I think that the issue with the soundtrack for KHUX is that it's made to be in zero way distracting, so you're not paying attention to it at all, and it just feels really blasé because of it, because they're trying to like just have there be enough noise for you to think that you're doing something productive.
Like how you said think. Games. Oh god, the games.
I don't know. I thought Daybreak Town's really good though. That's a really pretty song.
I actually don't like Daybreak Town music.
For shame.
Hashtag unpopular opinions with Nya.
The Unpopular Opinion Podcast featuring Nya.
Yes. Ow, Itara, you don't say that to your club leader.
That's a mutiny right there.
That's mutiny. I can kick you out for that. I don't want to though, because she's like one of my best pupils. It's okay. It's okay, it's fine. I'll do it.
5 minutes straight complimenting Itara this morning, and
Itara.
And then she comes in with a smackdown after all you've done for her.
I know. I'm hurt.
Cruel. Cold-hearted.
I'm offended. How dare she do this? Kidding. I love Itara.
I had another question. If you guys are up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Have you ever performed any gaming music for an audience? Like a live performance of any sort of gaming music?
Nope. I have crippling stage fright. I don't even know if I've ever played any of my stuff in front of people before. Yeah, like I even have trouble playing guitar, like not even the stuff that I put on YouTube, just playing anything in front of my own family members because it's that bad. Yeah, so it would take some training to get me to the point of playing in front of people.
Just
understandable.
Slowly lure you out to a stage with like a trail of candy.
To answer the question, okay. I have not. Though I have sung Kingdom Hearts in front of my choir friends, I have not actually performed on a stage with Kingdom Hearts or any other gaming music because one, I can't play instruments, and two, I got stage fright too. The only song I have sung in front of an audience, other than my choir songs, was Super Chick's Stand in the Rain. Not many people know that, but it definitely is a song. It was the first song I ever sang in front of an audience, and I refuse to sing it to this day because I did not do it justice. That song is amazing, and I totally butchered it as a kid. So, yeah, never done video game music in front of an audience though.
It's understandable. Stage fright is hell.
It is. It really is.
It's super frustrating too because when I'm, completely by myself, obviously, it's, I play totally fine, and then the moment another human being walks in the room, my fingers are like, oh, I don't know how to play this anymore. Sorry.
They're like, I think that you've made a mistake. You're not trying to play an instrument. You're trying to slice your hand open.
Yep.
Let me help.
Me. JK, I played melodica. This is.
You were going
Yeah,
to,
you
you were
can
going
bring that
to do
melodica
that.
to a convention or something.
I am going to use this melodica for evil. I'm going to cosplay and I'm going to chase around people in costume and it's going to be great. This is my weapon of choice and I'm going to use it to the fullest.
Please have someone take a video.
I will. I'll have Zach take a video. It's all good.
Good, good.
If I can get my Cheaty Thee cosplay done in time. I still don't have a job. I'm still a broke little child.
Then did you have the next thing?
Yeah, I have another question from Jay, which is mostly for Garik because has not played Final Fantasy. But are there any Final Fantasy worlds that you'd like to see in KH, or any songs from that series that you'd like to cover?
Okay, to answer the second question, as far as covering Final Fantasy songs, yes. I have considered doing I don't know if I would ever make a full album, just because doing full albums takes a lot out of me. But I consider doing a Final Fantasy VII EP or something when the remake is closer to coming out. So I know for a fact I want to do One Winged Angel for sure.
That is in Kingdom Hearts.
It is, but not the original final boss against Safer Sephiroth version, because they shortened it in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that version, and then the bombing mission one. There's a handful that I would like to do at some point. As far as worlds in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, Midgar would be pretty cool. God, what else?
Midgar in there, get all the Turks running around. That would be cool.
I mean, Zanarkand would be really, really pretty in Kingdom Hearts, I think. What else? I really, really like Final Fantasy Type 0, but I don't know if that would work well as a setting for Kingdom Hearts, so I'm not 100% on that one. I'm trying to think. There's too many Final Fantasy games. What other worlds are there that I'm not thinking of? I haven't played 9, so I don't know if I would put that one in there. Yeah, really my Zanarkand and Midgar would be my two picks, I think.
I would love to hear a metal cover of Waltz for the Moon from Final Fantasy VIII. I think that would be a really, really interesting genre shift.
I haven't played 8. I think I played it once and I forgot almost everything about it, so I'd have to go back and remember what that song sounds like.
It's one of my favorite fantasy songs.
What's it called? Waltz for the Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll look that up afterwards.
Yeah, it's from very, very close to the beginning of the game. So.
Okay.
So Itara had a question that we accidentally skipped over.
Sorry, Tara.
How has Yoko Shimomura's music affected your passion for music?
I'm back. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. So everything, it's affected everything, honestly. It's the main passion of music for me. I probably wouldn't be singing without Yoko's music. I mean, granted, I sang Hilary Duff as a kid, but Kingdom Hearts also played a huge role in my childhood. I've been playing it since the games came out, essentially, because we got it from my older brother when he was around 5. I was a wee toddler, only 3, so I was very young. So I just grew up watching him play. I didn't actually play the games until about the age of 10, because I was not interested in video games as a little kid a whole lot. I was more interested in books. So I would sit with my brother while he played video games. I'd be reading books. But but I'd always be right next to him when I was watching him play KH. So that's how my obsession with Sora started. But it's the music that Yoko created. It's definitely stuck with me over the years. It's definitely been just everything. My passion for the music didn't necessarily explode until around high school. Like in junior high, I was more into like Evanescence and edgy stuff because I tried to be cool and hip with the kids, but that didn't work. So in high school, I just kind of took my love for music and just kind of held on tight to it and sang those songs as much as I could. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It's everything. Now it's everything to me because it's affected how I listen to video game music. It's affected how I listen to other music as well. It's just really it's the center of my world pretty much. Let's put it that way. Garik, is he alive? Is Garik alive? I think I killed Garik.
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure if you were okay. Okay, remind me what the question was. It was how has Yoko's music affected my own passion for music? God, I mean, okay. So, wow, that's a lot to unpack in that one question, just because there's so much to Yoko's music. But I'd say one of the biggest things is because I honestly listen to the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack more than I listened to like anything else. So like I have tons of music in my library, but more often than not I'm listening to the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack, even though I've heard it 1,000 times. And I've listened to it so much to the point that, I've noticed the way Yoko layers her music. Like I don't want to call it a formula because, I don't want to say like all the songs sound the same because clearly they don't. But there's like a way that she sort of, she'll have the beginning kind of underlying pattern at the beginning. And then there's like a lead on top of that, then there's like a lead on top of the lead, and then there's stuff underneath that you don't really necessarily pick up the first time you listen to it. And listening to that over the years, I've noticed she kind of does that same thing in every song, just in different ways. And I have started to like when I write my own stuff, whether it be guitar or not, I don't know, I just love the way she does that. So I've started to incorporate a similar idea into my own stuff, just because the way that builds the song up is like, it's so cool. It just adds so much to the song dynamically.
Having the initial underlying thread go through the entire song is beautifully done. Beautiful composition. You see that a lot in Broadway music as well.
Absolutely.
She's an extremely talented composer.
I know.
She is, and it's oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say it's kind of like when a composer does that, it's kind of like putting their stamp on or their mark on that music. It's more of a style. Because what they do is like, this is my music. They have their own little style. Like that underlying thread is usually unique to the composer itself. So it's like Yoko's underlying thread of just that fun melody or whatever. It's definitely just signature to her, because when I listen to a wide range of music, I'm talking about like 80s rock, like 2000s musicals, stuff like that. I'm all over the place. But you mainly hear it, like, I think it was Lee. Did you say it was in? Yeah, Lee said it was in musicals too, and that is definitely true. Because when I listen to Hamilton and other Lin-Manuel Miranda music, you can hear that underlying pattern, like not pattern, but like that underlying thread of music that just, you can tell it's his. It's kind of like a little unique signature they got. It's like signing your name on a paper or something. Just it's music. It's written in music. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. Van, did you want to do the next question from the list?
You mean the question that Jay wants to start a war with?
Yes, do it.
Oh my
All right.
god.
Do it.
Which Utada Hikaru song did you like most? So that's, God, where's...
It's
There's 3
Simple and
songs
Clean.
now.
All I've got is
Simple and Clean,
Sanctuary right now. So.
Simple and Clean, Sanctuary, and what's the... Don't think twice.
Don't think twice.
The English version. I was trying to throw out the Japanese name, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Japanese name is Oath.
Yep.
We should also include Hikari too, because
Yeah,
that's...
I was gonna say because the Japanese
Hikari's
and the English
different as
ones
well.
are slightly different.
Hikari, Passion.
Yep.
There's
and-
also After the Battle, which is Passion After the Battle, which is a different
Oh,
company for the
what?
Japanese.
Oh, okay. So we're adding all the versions. Oof.
Every single even like the
All
remix
the
versions.
versions.
So that includes like the remix of Simple and Clean, like at the opening of Kingdom Hearts 1 too.
Oh man.
Yeah, sure, why not?
We're getting deep. We're throwing everything in there.
Okay,
Sanctuary
mine
is my life.
is the like original version of Hikari at the one that plays at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's Sora's Sacrifice, I believe, isn't it? Sora's Sacrifice Hikari. It's Hikari.
It's that
orchestra version.
it's that same melody.
Yeah.
The orchestra one or the sang one?
Well, okay. I mean, if we're talking like Utada Hikaru sings on it, then I mean the one at the end of KH1. But if I have to choose between that or the orchestral version, I would totally take the orchestral version.
All right, we got it. It's a very specific answer.
Yep, the orchestra version of Hikari. That's my favorite one, hands down.
I don't know. I might get some hate for this, but Don't Think Twice would probably be my favorite at this point.
Cool.
It used to be Simple and Clean because that for me was one of the easiest ones to sing to. It was beautiful, and that's what got the nostalgia trip going. Like that is what started everything. But Sanctuary was amazing, but it's especially after the battle. After the battle gets my inspiration going so much. If I want to write a story, I listen to that. But Don't Think Twice has a serious message that I love, and I cannot get over that message, especially since I'm currently in a relationship with Sora. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm actually in a real relationship. And he knows that I have Sora as my husband. It's okay. But in this real relationship is saying, like, if you think twice about this, then I really don't want to know. Let's just try and get through this kind of thing. And I really do love it so much. I can't get over that message. That message hits me so hard, and it's probably because I am now a lot older and can understand what she's trying to say, like message-wise. And when I was younger, Simple and Clean and Sanctuary didn't have that impact on me. And I especially this is the huge kicker, guys. It is almost, it's so different to what we know as a KH opening. It's unique as well as an opening. Like you got Simple and Clean, which the actual not the game opening version, the original Simple and Clean is a lot slower, very pretty. But in this one, we get the bluesy feel. We got like blues kind of going in, just it's so different and it's amazing, and it encompasses my favorite parts of blues, and I'm just like, yes. It's like a poppy blue kind of thing. Like I don't know. It mesmerizes me, and I want it. We need a full version ASAP. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The stark difference between Don't Think Twice and the rest of the themes is what struck me when I first heard it as well.
Yeah. The biggest thing is Sanctuary and Simple and Clean are in, your standard 4/4, but Don't Think Twice is that, what is that, like 3/4?
Isn't it
3/3?
Itara went over this in Music Club with one of our other composing users. I think Itara, didn't we come to the conclusion it was in 3/4?
I think it's in 3/4.
Yeah.
I need to listen again.
Because this was before, it was 3/4 or 6/8 swing. That's right. So
But yeah, just that alone creates a totally different sound to the other two songs.
That's part of the reason that my personal favorite is Sanctuary After the Battle. One, because specifically the version that plays at the very end of 358/2, because I would be crying throughout the entire thing. The one that plays over the credits, and because of the slower but still slightly synthetic feel of it, it hits my heart in all of the right ways. It's so much. And also I've admittedly gotten so sick of Simple and Clean that I actually hate the song now. I actually hate the song now. I cannot listen to it anymore.
Yes.
No.
I don't feel that way about Hikari, just because I love the melody of the chorus, but yeah, like English version, Simple and Clean, yeah, that song has been played so many times that
and remixed over and over. Like I actually got mad at the 0.2 trailer because it played the theme. I was so angry. Like, it's such a pretty trailer, but I'm mad now.
You're like, I love it, but it's so annoying.
I'm so sick of it.
That's hilarious.
Oh, poor baby.
Like, I can't listen to it anymore. It drives me so crazy.
Well, even that version, I prefer Hikari over Simple and Clean, just because I like the chorus melody way better in that.
Yeah, Hikari doesn't bother me and doesn't bother me as much because I do really love the chorus of Hikari, but just every time I hear Simple and Clean, I like rage a little bit on the inside.
It makes me smile.
I can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, but Don't Think Twice is the best one by far. I need that full version so I can do a music club challenge on it and then annoy everyone with the flood of music club challenges from it.
I can't wait till the full version is out, because then I can finally make my own version of it, because I've learned all of it so far, but then I was just like, okay, I have what we have so far, but I need the whole thing.
I'm really interested in how she ends up doing the bridge.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Definitely was amazing. I love it so much. There's another question.
Alright, so the question is from Jay again. What scene out of the entire... Gamer has one? Did I miss it?
Yes!
Gamer, where are you?
He said, I'm gonna die for this.
Sanctuary or Simple and Clean, but we just answered that though, technically.
I didn't.
So the answer to that is that if anyone chooses Simple and Clean, Lee kills them. Right?
Ow! Okay then, I see how it is. I'll just leave now.
Rip.
Hey, I didn't make that choice. That was all Lee.
Hey, everyone.
Alright, okay, now I can go back to Jay.
Alright, let me scroll back down.
Yeah, because I think that the issue was that Jay sent the question and then deleted it and then sent it again. That's why.
Right, yeah. Alright, so back to business. What scene out of the entire series, and I'm assuming the series in question is Kingdom Hearts, do you love the most? From emotion, music, animation, plot, whatever it is that hits you.
What scene? So,
What scene?
The ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 gets me every time. That's yep, just that's it. That's the one.
Personally, I don't think I could give an answer. A lot of scenes hit me hard. A lot of them. One of them is when Sora cries when he discovers Riku again. Like that one hits me hard. I'm not a So Riku shipper at all. I'm not a So Kai shipper at all. I'm dedicated to my ship alone. But that scene gets me going every time. Like I just like, no, it's okay, my child. He's here. I just want to hug him and pet him because he just starts crying and it's like, Sora, it's okay. Basically any time where Sora's really happy, I'm really happy. If he's really sad, I want to give him a hug. The other scene I will mention is Dream Drop Distance when Sora is sees Shion. That scene, he was like, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but who is this? I feel like I know you. And he's just like all sad and he's like, wait, what's going on? And he's that one gets me hard. It's just like, oh man. So those are the only two scenes.
Kingdom Hearts is a really good way of making you feel things, just in general.
Yep.
It does.
I don't have scenes so much as like flashes, like single moments of expression on a character's face that make my heart like shatter on the inside. Like in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix when when the remaining organization members are all sitting around the round room and they're discussing the fact that Axel just died, and Sax is like calling him pathetic and weak, and and that and like it sounds really angry, and then Zemnis tells him, no, that's enough, and the expression, the hurt, desperate, like heartbroken expression on Sykes' face when he looks up at Zemnis when he tells him to stop, just like breaks my heart so much. It was in the original KH2 too.
Was it? I don't remember.
I don't remember it being in the original KH2, but it's still a good scene, so I'm glad that other people saw it if it wasn't the original KH2.
Oh, cool! More people saw it. Great, sweet.
But that like it's flashes of expressions because I love the way that they animate the different expressions. Like they get so detailed in how these characters are feeling and the way that they are able to express it on their faces and in their body language. So
I just realized Kyle Landry doesn't have a 2018 version of Dearly Beloved, and I'm upset he's spaghetti.
I love Kyle Landry's Dearly Beloveds.
But he doesn't have a 2018. What am I gonna do?
I have one more question before we go back to the ones that are in the chat. What language do you think sounds the best in singing songs?
Singing songs? Ooh, that's hard. Personally, I'd have to say either Japanese or Korean because it just sounds really nice and like, I don't know, something about it just sounds so smooth and it's just like, what? Your language is not, your language consists of so many different like influctuations of words. Like if you say ame and ame, that's Japanese. One means rain, one means candy. Like it's literally just the fluctuations of your voice change the entire meaning of a word. So for them to do that so smoothly and just it sounds so great with the music, I don't know how they do it, but it sounds amazing. And it's just perfection. I don't know. Like Korean and Japanese sound great. English, obviously, because I can sing to that. Not a fan of really any other languages. Chinese sounds really awkward. German sounds really awkward. I'm sorry, people who speak German. Spanish. Yes. I'm sorry. I probably should have started that one. Spanish is probably the best language by far.
I love the way that Italian.
Not that you're biased. But seriously, Spanish, I love Spanish singing.
Quiero respirar tu cuello despacito, deja que te diga cosas al oído. It's the only one I know in Spanish right now, so please bear with me.
I've never heard a Italian song that didn't sound like uncomfortably pretty, especially like male singers in Italian just sound so like musical.
Yes, I agree with that statement. Especially opera, like Italian opera is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get enough of it.
Literally, the only Latin song I know is One Winged Angel, so
Estas
I know a Latin song, I just don't remember how. Oh wait, no, it was I had to sing a song called Panis Angelicus for like choir one time. I was trying to go for the regional choir for my state. And I had to sing Panis Angelicus, and that was purely in Latin. That was really fun. I was singing like
Nate just threw an edit up into the chat.
Someone threw an edit? Who threw an edit? Me!
It's perfect. It's Soar the Cookie.
I love
it! Oh my god.
I'm gonna start crying this video. Oh my god, I love it. I love it, Nate. Thank you. Crazy for making my day with that tiny edit. I can't right now. This is too great.
I used to know the Super theme in Latin. I used to know that whole in Latin. Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, what?
Mi famas.
Garrick,
what's called? Yeah, Garik, do you have an answer?
I mean, I'm not super well versed in like the singing world, so I don't really have much to comment on the subject, I would say.
All right.
Makes
sense. You've got your specialties.
So then, Itara's question was next. If you want to scroll to that. Then.
Sorry, I started coughing again. Let me scroll. Favorite Square Enix piano cover. So that's Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, etc., etc., etc.
I have mine, that's why I made a comment about Kyle Landry.
Yes.
I have my link already. My favorite would have to be pretty much all of Kyle Landry's dearly beloved covers, but my favorite by far right now is his 2017 version. He needs a 2018 version, but you know what? I guess he's working on it. But this is probably my favorite piano cover by far. I just love the complexity that Kyle brings into his music. On top of that, he kind of makes it his own, which I love even more. So that's just me.
Okay, so the question, I heard piano, and then what was the original question again?
Favorite piano cover or
cover? Okay, that was the part I missed. Yeah, I'd have to say Kyle Landry as well. He's definitely the go-to as far as really anything piano related. Honestly, not just
that's true.
not just Square Enix songs, because he's probably one of my favorite piano players in general.
Yep.
You know what's terrible is I never heard of him until just now. I don't know how I managed.
Wow, that's actually kind of surprising.
That is surprising. He's like one of the most well-known piano players in the Kingdom Hearts community, man.
Go figure.
What?
I've got my head buried in the sand here.
Apparently. Oh, Lord.
You know, I've probably heard some of his stuff, just names do not stick with me.
That's true.
Itara. No, but the thing about Kyle Landry is, like, especially with his Dearly Beloved stuff, like, he has one for almost every year. Every time you just hear how he evolves the music. Like, every year it changes and it just gets, like, different, more unique every year. It's just it's amazing how you can hear that evolution in his piano playing.
I agree. Yeah, I've been listening to each one since I can't remember the first one I heard, but yeah, it's crazy how every time, even though it's the same song, he just somehow makes it a different song every single time. It's really cool.
Yeah. And there's a thing, like, his most well-known one, I think, is the first cover he ever made. Because that one by itself was just so beautiful. But, like, you can find that one on all the piano tutorials, like the Synthesia ones.
Uh-huh.
You can find those everywhere. Like, it's just his, Kyle Landry's Hikari, Kyle Landry's Dearly Beloved, Kyle Landry's, like, blah, blah, like, everything is his. Like, if you just try and look up a piano tutorial for Kingdom Hearts, it's his. Wow, shocker. If it's not, then it really is a shocker.
So, Everin asked, what is your favorite music, just in general?
Favorite genre or favorite song?
Let's do both. It just says favorite music.
Garik, you can go first.
I mean, if we're doing genres, then obviously mine is metal music. I mean, but like I said, I do actually listen to the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack more than like everything else, including metal. So, I guess, because like I said, Dearly Beloved's my favorite song of all time. Yeah, I mean, but I do listen to more than metal, obviously. You know, like, I do really like jazz music a lot. And then I have a bunch of like acoustic guitar albums. And then what else? You know, blues is really, really cool. I do love orchestra music a lot, like the what was it? The Symphony of the Goddess, the Zelda orchestra stuff. That stuff is so good. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Like just recently, for years was not a fan of electronic music, and just like 2 weeks ago, I finally found some electronic music that I actually am into. So I branch out as much as I can, but I do have my limits, of course, on stuff like that I don't like.
Of course.
Yeah. Sorry. It just made my voice worse. Goodness gracious, I feel like I'm dying. So I have a okay, I'm sorry. I have a wide range of music that I love. The ones that hit more closer to home, I can speak, I promise. The ones that speak closer to home are more some jazz, K-pop, jazz, K-pop, specifically Evanescence, because in my alt rock genres, because that one's just childhood. I'm trying to think. There was another one. Christian rock, because I've grown up a Christian. Hmm. That wasn't the one I was gonna say though. What was it? Oh, and orchestra music. Orchestra music is a huge part of my life, my childhood, my everything, pretty much. So those are the genres I mainly love. I guess if we do the favorite song one, that's a hard answer. But I have one for pretty much each genre though. There's for jazz, it's Sway. So I have a hard time choosing which artist though, because the Michael Bublé one's pretty decent. For jazz, it's Sway. K-pop, it's BTS Rain. For Jeebus, what did I say? For Evanescence, it is actually not Bring Me to Life. It is either Tourniquet or Lithium. For Christian rock, Matchless, but no one really cares. And for orchestra, it would have to be one of the KH songs, Treasured Memories, and that's it. Yay! Jesus, take the wheel. Oh my lord. So
Jesus, the Wheel is the best song ever created.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take it from my hands.
Oh my god. I actually cannot stand that song. Oh my lord. Stand it. Honestly, any Christian rock song is great. Just Jesus Take the Wheel is not a Christian rock song. It's like a country Christian song.
It's a country ballad, but it has the word Jesus in it.
Pretty much. It's not a Christian rock. Christian rock is not that. I can guarantee it. I've listened to Christian rock for like Christian rock is 1,000 Foot Crutch, Red, Skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I can go on for hours. That's Christian rock. That stuff is really good.
I have a few Skillet songs.
Skillet's the bomb. Like they don't really even like sound.
You can't tell that
Christian.
they're supposed to be Christian.
Yeah, no, they don't. That's what I love about it, because Christian music is all like, "Holy is His name, yay!" And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't follow that. I don't like that. That's why I love Red, all of them. Like Red's my favorite song from Red. Oh God, I can't remember the title, and I'm really disappointed in myself right now because that's like my favorite Christian rock band.
Red's
Skillet,
first album is so good. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, my brother's playing Soldier Boy right now.
Gross.
You heard there was a music podcast going on.
You wanted to get involved.
He just no, he didn't.
So then I sent the next question to the chat again. Copy pasted it.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was Nate who said it last time.
Yep.
But the question is originally from DJ Mako. You want me to read it off?
Yes, you can continue.
Yes. Okay. All right. So Mako's thinking about doing a Sanctuary cover, but doesn't have any professional equipment. Do you have any ideas?
What kind of cover are they trying to do?
Oh my gosh, yes. Sora, I'm sorry. Sora's like commenting lyrics. I'm like, bless you. Bless your soul.
Because I mean, it depends on.
I think Mako wasn't
style.
able to make it to the to this, so that's why the question is being asked for them.
Nope, trying to click links and it's not. Wow, way to go. Can I just click the link, please? Thank you.
Oh, wait, no, TJ's here.
Ah! What did I do? Ah! Everything's resetting for me. I'm a upsetty spaghetti man. I still haven't closed my KeyCast one. Okay. I
was thinking about a regular cover.
I don't think you really need professional equipment to do a cover. You can just record yourself playing at first, and then if you get a following from there, then you can just like record on your phone. Honestly, that's what I do. I don't have any professional equipment ever. The most professional I got is my melodica, and an automaton. I mean, but to make a cover, you don't need professional equipment at first. You're just getting started. So all you need is a camera phone or just a microphone on your phone that can record.
Most phones have pretty good microphones, especially newer ones.
Yeah. So all you need is to just record off your phone. I mean, that's what I do. That's what Music Club does for the most part. Unless they do have professional equipment and they're just not telling me. But other than that, yeah, it's as simple as recording on your phone.
I have a microphone that I did splurge on. I have a blue microphone that I plug into my computer, and I use the free program Audacity. It's a free audio editing program, and it actually can record with pretty high quality if you have an okay piece of equipment. So you can work around with free programs, cheap microphones, or just record on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started on YouTube, for example, I didn't use any fancy equipment. It was literally just I had my equipment that I had at the time, which it wasn't, none of it was like super high end. It was just a much older guitar that I don't use much anymore. It's not in any of my videos. And so I had that, which is like a $200 guitar, which is very cheap if you know anything about guitars, and like a little practice amp. And then I just used like a camcorder, and that was how I made videos. And then I would like layer the original song over the top just so it would slightly, make the audio sound a little bit better. Because having like the original song and my guitar audio playing at the same time through the camcorder mic would sound gross. So I would listen to the original song with headphones. That way you couldn't hear it in the video, and then I would layer it back over the top when I would go and edit it. And yeah, that's all I did, that's like the most basic way to do a cover of a song. So you don't really need fancy equipment at first. In fact, I almost encourage you to not use fancy equipment at first, because a lot of people tend to make the mistake of thinking that the better the equipment you have, the better you'll be at the instrument, and that's very much the opposite case, where you should build up your expertise with performing and playing music before you step up to the more expensive stuff, because otherwise like with guitar, for example, the learning curve is super, super hard at first. So if you start out on like an $800 guitar and then you find out, oh, I'm not into this, like you just bought an $800 guitar, whereas, even though the crappier guitars are also a little bit more difficult to learn on just because the quality is lower, so it's a bit more annoying to deal with. Still, if you have the drive to want to get better, you'll overcome that inevitably. So, and I feel like that applies to all instruments, really. Like if you want to get better at it, you're gonna get better at it one way or the other. So, I don't think you need the fancy equipment. Just do whatever you have and go from there and see what happens.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, I record off my phone for Music Club challenges. Heck, I'm using Amino for a podcast medium, and it doesn't even save the recordings. I still haven't actually tried to find a way to record this stuff, sadly. But you know what? That's just how it's gonna go for a little while until I can get proper equipment, like a microphone, and set things up. But it seems to be working just fine right now. So I don't know. Hope and pray that works. I mean,
yeah, before I even was doing YouTube, the way I would make covers is I would do them on Facebook. Because I don't think they do this anymore. I'm not entirely sure. But I know back when I was using Facebook in like 2010, 2011, they would have this thing where you could use your webcam to record a video directly into Facebook. And what I would have to do, because I didn't know how to use any video equipment other than a webcam, was I would have to like play whatever song I was covering and then also, play guitar at the same time. So there was no layering of the audio, so it sounded pretty crappy. But on top of that, I also, it was whatever you recorded, that was it. So like you press the record button, the webcam starts recording, you record whatever you record, and then you hit stop, and that's it. So like I had to do the whole thing in one take. And so if I messed up at all, I would have to like stop, erase it, and then try it again. And it was super annoying, but that was all I had back then. So you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I recorded my first covers in middle school on a crappy like headset that my grandmother used for doing conference calls for the IRS. So it was like a $10 headset that was like 10 years old. It was like like the old like 80s 90s white plastic that turns yellow after time.
Yep.
It was made of that. So it was like it was super yellow. It had this like giant puffball of a boom shield on the microphone. It was a piece of garbage. But I did record covers on it back in middle school. And so you don't have to have super expensive or fancy equipment to start recording covers, because you want to make sure that you, like you said, Garik, that you like it. And if you are starting off and you don't end up liking it, then you didn't waste a ton of money. And if you start off and you do end up liking it, then you can invest more into it when you already know that it's working.
Exactly.
Yep. So shall we move on to the next one?
Van, do you have it? He's dead.
Oh no, he died.
He's muted.
He's dead.
I forgot I was muted, so I've been talking this whole time.
Oh,
that's
geez.
great. All right, so
I think it was a Tara or Derp. Was it a Tara?
It was Derps. It was Derps next.
Okay.
So we are at now, actually. So Derps asked, "Can you practice your voice? And if yes, how?" So that is, I believe, a Nya question.
That is a me question. Okay. So as a choir kid of 5 years, warming up my voice is still so weird. Okay, so you actually can practice with your voice. You can actually warm up your voice, and actually it's highly encouraged. If you don't do it, then you're screwed. Take me, for example. When I'm in my free time, when I was supposed to practice on my own, I never warmed up because my family would find me a crazy person. That is how weird our warm-ups are. And there's really random phrases that we sing as well while we're doing our scales, or just trying to warm up and get higher and higher or lower and lower. One of them was "Mama made me mash my M&Ms." In junior high, I did "Yellow Leather, Purple Leather," and "Watermelon and Cantaloupe." That was another one. We would just do these over again. Like when we got lower, we would also say like "nane, nane, na," like just weird weird sounds, weird voices. Just it's really weird.
You have to do all kinds of syllables. You sound ridiculous, especially when you've got a huge group of middle school kids making these noises, and it sounds like you're like summoning a demon in one of the classrooms. It's terrifying.
That's so true. Oh god. Okay. But thing is like you also do slides. Those are the weirdest ones. You start from like say middle C and go up a fifth and come back down. So there's Itara knows Mama made me mash my M&Ms. It's like so it's like I don't remember how it goes because I have my other one, my yellow leather, purple leather one stuck in my head. Mama made me mash my M&Ms, oh my. So it's just, that's a simple one that we would do. It's just you go up, come back down. Like just, you start at one note, you go to the top, you go back down, like, oh wait, no. You go up, so it's Mama made me mash my M&Ms, oh my. So you would go, yeah, there, Itara just wrote it out for me. And then you just continuously go up and higher. I mean, of course, whoever warmed us up was trying to warm us up to a C because it was always a stupid soprano. Ah! Sorry, I'm an alto. That was the evilest thing you can do. To us, at least. Altos, we can't reach high Cs. But really, it's just random verbal warm-ups and everything. I can't demonstrate it going down because it's like, I don't even remember. If we're lucky, C. Eek. Yeah, no, I can't sing high. And I was in an all-women's choir. I was the bass of that, so I have a pretty low voice. I played tenor a few times in my jazz choir, so I is a low voice. Shawty got low. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, really you just practice with your random voice sounds. The most common one to do is scales. Now, like Jay was saying, but that's not the only way to do it because you can also practice your vowels and consonants if you do those weird vowels, like the weird sounds. If you do the weird sounds, it practices your diction because Mama made me mash my M&Ms. You have to, all you hear are M's, but you have to practice and try and get the other sounds through. Same with yellow leather, purple leather. You have to try and pronounce those really fast. It's like doing a tongue twist 5 times fast. It's really hard. I still can't do that to this day. Yellow leather, purple leather, I can't. But you have to really pronounce your diction. There's also breathing workouts you have to do. Those are annoying. Practice your breathing. So evil. There's just so many evil warm-ups. The scales probably. Oh, which one?
Something that one of my really cutthroat choir teachers did was she would try and force us to be breathing with our diaphragm. So she would walk over to us and hold our nose closed.
Oh so wow, that's cutthroat.
We couldn't be nasally.
Yeah, no, I have to do that too. I have a naturally nasally voice, and I'm trying to cut back on that. So what I do is I hold my nose, and I sound really nasally because I speak through my nose. So you gotta.
It takes a ton of practice to speak with your diaphragm. I basically know I have trouble talking through my nose now because I've been training like with people in like 2nd grade.
I'm dying because you said sing or suffocate. I'm sorry.
It's accurate.
It is so accurate. It hurts.
Well, I mean, that's probably because you're choking.
That's true. But like just. Yeah, and you also have to have proper posture for this too. Like you can't be slouching at all. Like I'm slouching right now, so my voice probably sounds kind of crappy, but if I sit up, I have more area to breathe. I don't need to breathe through my nose. And you have to stand with your feet shoulder width apart and knees slightly bent so you don't faint. And shoulders have to be relaxed, arms have to be relaxed, but your posture just has to be perfect. It's like I have this posture down to a T that if I just hear first position, which my teacher had positions for us, kind of like the army. It was like, so if you were in first position, you were standing in proper choir position. If you were in second position, you were sitting, proper posture, back off, like seat towards the front of the, like your butt towards the front of the seat, feet flat on the ground, everything, just perfection. And then 3 was where we could relax and slouch. So yeah, so if I hear position 1, I'm up, I'm standing, I'm in that position. That is ingrained in my head forever. Army of musicians. Yes, in a sense. There's every teacher has his weird his or her weird way of running things. I've only had male choir teachers, so they ran it like the army. It was really annoying. Sorry, that was a real big bunny trail. But you can practice. I recommend looking up exercises online. Solfege is the easiest way to go. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. There's fun ways where you can learn skips.
Like arpeggios?
Yeah, in a sense. But simple skips, not really arpeggios. Arpeggios, you can practice those too, though. But skips are more like going from do to mi. So it's like do, mi, re, fa, mi, so, fa, la, so on and so forth. So also you have to practice your vowels. Those are fun. There's hand movements to go with each and every one. Look those up online too. I recommend. There's a lot that goes into practicing singing. I'm like just realizing this now. Like, wow, I did all of this. You have to sing. You have to breathe through your stomach, through your diaphragm. So you have to you can't breathe with your chest because you can't have your shoulders rising. That puts tension in your throat. Doing that affects the sound. One, also can really damage your vocal cords. You don't want that, so you breathe through your stomach so that you can avoid the shoulders rising. You want to avoid tension in your throat at any way, shape, or form because it really can destroy your vocal cords. Never do it. If you do feel that way, kind of stretch out your neck, move it back and forth. Just try and relax the tension. There's, oh God, I can go on for hours, dude. There's so much. But yeah, if you want to learn more, definitely recommend looking up vocal exercise videos online. Maybe ask someone from the music club because I'm pretty sure we have a good portion of choir kids in there. Or Itara and me because we're choir kids. So I'm just gonna end that question there. Research.
YouTube has a ton of really informative videos when it comes to exercising and art style things. So
yes.
Definitely a lot on YouTube. So I have the next question from the list that I came with. How important is the soundtrack in your enjoyment of a new game?
Ooh. That's wow. Garik, you go first. I was ranting the other one.
I would say extremely, because that was part of the reason that Dream Drop Distance isn't one of my favorite games in the series. Because, I mean, Dream Drop Distance had its own plot-related weirdness, but also the soundtrack. Because part of what makes the more memorable games in the series memorable is the music interlaced with the cool cutscenes. Like take well, this isn't a cutscene, but the Thousand Heartless battle, Sinister Shadows is what makes that fight, dude. So I don't know, there's so much like that in the series. So if you, I don't know, Yoko's just so good at turning the emotions of the game into sound. And yeah, if the songs aren't as good, affects the way you experience what you're seeing. So I'd say, yeah, very important, just because the music adds so much to the experience.
I would have to agree with that. It does play a huge role, but I usually, or actually, I really only play Kingdom Hearts for the storyline, surprisingly. The soundtrack is just an added bonus for me. Because I'm on top of singer, I'm a huge writer. So when it comes to stories, I'm avid reader, avid musician stuff. So I absolutely love the storyline in every game. And if it's convoluted, if it's confusing, I love it even more because I want to unravel that mystery. So Dream Drop Distance, though had a soundtrack, didn't really affect me because of the convoluted storyline it held. So soundtrack does play a huge part because I want to have cool battle music and I want to have emotional, touching scenes. But I think that the writing and the music go hand in hand. So if the writing and the music do not pair up, I have a really hard time connecting with the scene or the game. But Square Enix is very talented in a way of making that match. Even though the soundtrack was iffy in Dream Drop Distance, it still matched the storyline. It still enhanced it in a sense. I mean, by no means is Dream Drop Distance my favorite game, but it's definitely one that I still want to play because of how confusing it is, and one I want to learn about. So I play more for storyline music, but it helps. It definitely goes hand in hand with my obsession with the music.
Yeah, I actually also, that's my biggest draw to Kingdom Hearts is the story. I always find it funny when people say that like the only reason they play Kingdom Hearts is for the Disney aspect. I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but I don't know. I feel like Kingdom Hearts is kind of its own separate entity. Like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I feel like you could actually take the, I mean, maybe not with Donald and Goofy, but you could probably take the Disney and the Final Fantasy out of it, and just the core plot alone would still have me totally on board with it, just because I love the original plot aspect of the game that much. Because that's my main.
The writing is very, very good, even if you take you don't need to have worlds in it at all to be able to get that same story and tell it well.
Yeah,
it might be a less interesting game because I feel like they're more of a game mechanic than a story mechanic.
Right. Well, part of what makes Kingdom Hearts feel so special is the crossover nature of it. Because like if you took the Disney and the Final Fantasy out of it, then it's just another, anime-ish story, which, it would be just like everything else, and it would still be good in the way that it is. It just wouldn't be as, I don't know, interesting. So because the Disney adds,
what gets people in the door.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Disney is what draws in like the huge mainstream crowd that would that's why it has such a big following, because Disney draws in all the because I mean, actually, that's how I got into Kingdom Hearts, believe it or not, was the very first time I ever saw anything to do with Kingdom Hearts. I was in a video game rental store and I saw the cover of Kingdom Hearts 1, and my first thought was, what the heck are Donald and Goofy doing on the cover? And yeah, and then what made me play Kingdom Hearts was I don't remember when this was. It was probably 2006, since that's when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. Disney Channel was showing some like advertisement for Kingdom Hearts 2, and I saw that.
They had a TV ad for it. Yep. Yeah.
I saw that, and I saw the what was it? The reaction command, where you're playing as Roxas and you're fighting Axel, and they like fly up into the air, and then you like knock him back into the ground. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I don't know what that is, but I'm playing that, and that was So without the Disney aspect, it wouldn't have the reach that it does. So that is a big part of it. But like I said, the core storyline doesn't require Disney, so.
Mhm.
It's really interesting how, if we're gonna go on this, oh, is Mia back?
Oh, I'm back. Yes. Hello. Hi.
Okay. Hello.
I am here. Did we move on to another question? Because I went to a restroom break really quick.
Oh no, I kind of went off on a tangent while talking about how the story is also my favorite thing about Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what were you saying, Kyle?
Oh, whatever I was saying is long gone now. No worries.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
All right. So,
All right. So there was another question from the chat from Aiden. He said, "We know how much you love the Kingdom Hearts OST, but what about your opinion on other Square Enix games?" So
You're
again,
asking
Final
a girl who
Fantasy,
knows nothing.
Dragon Quest, Star Ocean,
or even some of the anime. If you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, that was made.
Oh my god!
Wait, Full Metal Alchemist was Square Enix?
Yes,
oh,
it
yeah,
was.
They published it.
What?
Yeah.
They did the anime adaptations for both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. They did Index, Railgun, Black Butler, Darker Than Black.
What? Oh, this is making me happy.
when you watch, I don't know if this is true for the original because I've only ever seen Brotherhood actually, but when you watch the opening sequence for FMA Brotherhood, it says Square Enix in like the opening credits.
It does?
Yup.
I never noticed. Oh, that makes me happy. Then I love the FMAB OST. Black Butler's really good too. But
what'd you say?
Black Butler and FMAB OSTs are really good.
Yeah, I just watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the first time like 2 months ago, and it blew my mind. So I'm like fresh off that hype train.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I love it so much. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times now. So like all the way through.
I'd say as far as like quality and writing goes, FMA Brotherhood's probably the best anime ever, in my opinion.
Okay. I read the manga when it was releasing. It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Like, but if you watch the Full Metal Alchemist one, just not Brotherhood, the original. What happened was that the episodes caught up with the manga because it was being made as it was being released.
Mm-hmm.
When it caught up, they actually, the author gave him permission, like, hey, you could just diverge it on your own path. So that one was made more for the comedic. Like, I never found anything serious in that one. That's just me though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got I think like 6 episodes into the original, and I don't know, I trailed off and kind of lost interest very quickly in the original, and I thought maybe the same thing would happen with Brotherhood since at first it's the same story, but no, dude, Brotherhood had me like from the get-go. It was so good.
See, with FMA, like that one was okay. I mean, as I watched it in junior high, I didn't complete it because I got yelled at I was watching episode 14 in front of my mom, and she yelled at me to turn it off. And I was like, what? Why? And she's like, alchemy's not allowed in this household. Again, I was raised Christian.
Yeah.
So
that
played a huge factor. That played a huge factor in what I couldn't watch as a kid. So I stopped. I lost interest after that. I tried to get back into it a couple years later. I'm like, why did I like this? This is horrible. And then FMAB, my friend was like, no, don't like. So he's like, okay, have you watched FMA? I'm like, yes, it sucked. And he goes, no. Now you gotta watch FMAB. I'm like, what's the difference? There's just a B there. And he's like, no.
Well, there's a difference, all right.
Just watch it. And I was like, if I get in trouble, it's all on you, man. He goes, okay.
The B stands for Beth.
For Beth. I'm like, bro, what? And so I watched it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hooked. I cannot stop. And I kept going, and then my mom got really upset that my little brother was watching it with me. She's like, don't get your little brother into this. And I'm like, gosh darn it, Mom, stop.
It's so good, dude.
Then I had to like be careful when I was watching it. I had to watch it when my little brother wasn't in the room. So that took the fun out of it. So I watched it again, and I was like, yep, this is great. This is beautiful. So I continue to watch it over and over again.
It's so good. It's such a good, like, a well-crafted story and everything.
Yes, if I like, so FMAB is amazing. Like that one I watch if I want to get a feels trip hardcore. If I just want a feel good anime, I go straight to Ouran High School Host Club, and that one I've seen over 100 times.
It's so good. It's still good the like 800th time you watch it.
I know. I can almost recite it word for word in the dub.
Charming.
Like in the dub, long live the poor. It's like freaking Tamaki is the best, but Hikaru and Kaoru are easily my favorite hosts. Anyway, getting off on a bunny trail. Your turn. Your turn, Garik.
Okay, so going off of Full Metal Alchemist, other Square soundtracks besides Kingdom Hearts, obviously Final Fantasy. I'd say 7 has the best soundtrack.
It's got a memorable soundtrack.
Oh yeah, it's a classic. 10 has a pretty good soundtrack, obviously. 15, the soundtrack is really good, and no surprise that it's Yoko on 15 that makes it so good. What other Final Fantasy games? I really, really like Type 0, but I don't feel like that one has that memorable of a soundtrack, which was kind of disappointing, but that still ended up being my second favorite Final Fantasy game, despite the soundtrack not being super memorable. What other ones? I'm so surprised I remember like nothing of 8, even though I've played it. So I don't remember the soundtrack of that one too much. I haven't played Dragon Quest ever. I know what the theme song of that one sounds like, and that one's neat. But I don't know anything other than that. I've never played Star Ocean. Can't comment on that. God, what else does... Oh my God, Nier Automata. Oh, I forgot about that one. That's one of the best soundtracks ever made. I completely forgot about Nier. Yeah, Nier Automata, that soundtrack. Wow, I just played that like at the end of last year, and yeah, right from the start, that soundtrack I was like, okay, yep, this is going to be one of those games where the whole thing is just perfect from start to finish, and it was. Okay, what else does Square Enix own? I don't know. They own a lot of things.
Have you guys ever heard the soundtrack for The World Ends With You? It's like...
Oh, God, how could I forget about The World Ends With You? Yes.
Yes, I've actually played The World Ends With You, so I forgot. I love the game, but it's not as memorable to me as Kingdom Hearts, and it always goes to the wayside. The OST is decent. I like it. It's not something I would listen to on repeat like Kingdom Hearts, but it's definitely something I do enjoy from time to time.
I found a jazz cover album of the Tui soundtrack. It was on YouTube. I found like an entire playlist. Somebody did like a jazz remix of like all of the Tui songs, and I'm like, why?
Hold up.
It's the best thing I've ever heard. I hope it's still up there.
I'm looking this up right now.
Because I listened to that like all the time back when I, when I first played the game back in high school.
The World Ends With You. Do you remember who it was by? Airbag. What? Airbag has a YouTube channel? Sorry. There's a guy on Cynical's
Yeah, I
Was
know
it
who you're talking
Cynical
about.
did pickup?
I know who
Yeah,
you're talking
Cynical
about.
did pickup lines. Airbag was like one of the top ones, man. Like,
Yeah, dude, he does like video editing stuff on his channel. He's actually really talented.
I never knew he had a channel. Oh, that blows my mind. I'm gonna have to watch his stuff now. I can't find the jazz rendition. Sad.
Sucks because I loved that one.
Like Airbag's one of the first few people. What? Airbag. What? I never knew he had a YouTube channel. That blows my mind, honestly. There's remixes galore, but there's no jazz remix.
Are you guys talking about the Cuphead thing?
No, it was way before Cuphead. It was like back in like 2010.
Oh
Was
Lord,
geez,
I don't think it'd still be up.
Yeah, probably not.
Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't Airbag the one who uploaded the Cuphead version of Simple and Clean also, or was
There's a
that
Cuphead version? What?
Yeah, someone made a jazzy Cuphead style version of Simple and Clean.
Oh Lord, you're giving me stuff to look up now. I'm Cuphead, Simple and Clean. Oh Lord, it's one of the first few most searched.
Yeah, it got popular.
Oh, it's by Airbag too.
Okay, I thought it was
Oh, Airbag, making me happy.
I have seen this. I recognize the picture.
I have not. So, oh, I like how Steven Universe is like the first thing that shows up in my up next. Oh, I love this. Oh.
I'll have to
my
listen
Lord.
to it after.
I'm shook. I want to cry. Oh my God. My heart. Who knew it could be so amazing?
So we have enough time for probably one more question if we're accounting for people going off on tangents.
Okay.
Count on it.
So, Van, do you want to pick from the list, or do you want me to pick?
You can pick from the list.
All right, let me see. All right. Do you think that video game music is something that people should pay more attention to, especially non-gamers?
Yes.
Yes, simple answer, yes.
Yes.
Oh no, my time estimation.
My time estimation, it's gone. It's definitely something people should look into, or at least pay attention to, because the amount of craftsmanship that goes into this music is so intense. Like, you have to match mood, you have to match like the scene pretty much. Like, you're given pretty much a small synopsis, like, okay, this is gonna be battle music in a world like this. Okay, well, I mean, that's mild restrictions. You still have to follow those, and if you don't get it right, then it could destroy the entire game. Or at least that scene. Like, there's a lot of pressure that goes into video game music. Like, you have to get it right, and honestly, a lot of composers get it right and get it done properly. And those end up being like the best games to play because they have the best soundtracks, and probably if you pair it with a really great story, then boom, you have Kingdom Hearts. So
Well, yeah, I mean, like, take Ocarina of Time, for example. That's one of like the pinnacle exampple of like a soundtrack being like almost more popular than the game itself.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that one is known by a lot of people just because Zelda has a more mainstream appeal. But I mean, take even like obviously this game isn't out yet, but the new God of War that comes out in a week, like I've heard a few of the tracks from that already, and it's incredible. Like if you do it right, like I think it's kind of annoying how, in at least, for non-gamers, it's like if, it's has anything to do with a video game, it's somehow less valid, like the storyline of a game or the music or, whatever it is, like just because it's for a video game, somehow it's not as cool or something. Like, music and movies, oh, that's fine. But if it's for a video game, oh, that's lame. Like, why? It's the same art form. So
yeah, it's same principle, just different format.
Right. So I mean, I often find I enjoy video game soundtracks more than just about anything else. So I totally think people should pay more attention to it.
And I think that it's getting there because you're seeing more and more. You're seeing mainstream bands are showing appreciation for nerd media.
Yes.
You're seeing like the concerts and the orchestras. They're going all over the world, and they're extremely popular. And then you have like Lindsay Sterling, when she was big, she did a ton of nerd related stuff, and she was able to bring that to a more wide stream audience who are interested in the stuff that she played. And I think that it's like definitely heading in that direction where those kinds of medias are becoming more legitimized and people are paying more attention to it.
I think that Lindsay Sterling actually brought, I feel like with her music becoming so widespread and well known, that's what really gave other groups really a stepping stone to produce the kinds of music that they do. Because that was really when I started noticing, it might have just been me, but it might have been, I don't know. Either way, that's when I really started noticing that people were covering video game music.
That was around when I started noticing it, apart from like remixers.
No tangents this time.
No, we're focused. Wow.
All right.
So how many more did we have time for again?
That was the one that I calculated for. So
all right. We're perfect.
Figures that the last question were like nice and quick to the point, and.
Well, Itara had a quick question we can go into. We can answer yes or no.
Yeah, if you want to do that.
Because it was, have we heard of Insane in the Rain, which is a YouTuber who covers video game music, but in jazz?
Yes, I'm subscribed.
Are they the ones that did the jazz Undertale album?
I believe so.
Because I listened to that nonstop when it first released, because I was under trash when the game first released.
Before under trash was a thing.
I mean, it was before under trash was trash.
See, I was never under, like, I was under trash, but I was never Homestuck trash.
Me neither. I've never read it.
A lot of people were like,
Yeah. Rip, yeah.
Homestuck came together.
Uh-oh.
The Homestuckers. They came.
They found us.
They found her.
Bad connection.
Rip, yeah.
Poor Nya. She didn't deserve to go that way.
No one deserves to go via Homestuck. This is the real tragedy. It's the real tragedy of our generation. Rip.
She's just gone.
Wait, okay.
Is she back?
When Amino decides to reset on you.
Oh, okay, she's back.
By itself, I'm here.
Okay. Wait, you started off saying that you'd never read Homestuck, and then you disappeared. Everyone was like, "Oh God, they got her."
Oh my gosh. No, I honestly tried to read Homestuck. I really did. I just never got into it.
Yeah, my friend told me that if I could get through this other one that Hussey had made, then I would be able to get through Homestuck, and I didn't make it through the other one, so I'm like, no thanks. I appreciate.
I read Homestuck. I read the whole thing. I was too stubborn to quit. I wanted to, but I didn't. So
my friend told me get through the first act because the second act is where it starts building up. I'm like, okay, got through the first act. Nothing's building up. What's happening? Like, what? So I couldn't. I stopped.
I do not blame anyone who can't make it through.
I have heard of Homestuck. Like, I've heard the name for years, but I still have no idea what it is.
It's a webcomic. It's got some interactive aspects. It's got some video aspects to it. It's got a whole bunch of different like interactiveness in it, but it started off as a webcomic.
That makes sense.
And
it actually has a really interesting idea behind it because it was a webcomic that the next actions were decided by the people reading it.
Oh,
so based on what they suggested, that's what happened next.
I see. That's cool.
And last question was from Atara. Do you think that the Minecraft OST is underrated?
I don't play Minecraft, so I cannot comment on the OST.
I really like the Minecraft OST. It's very calming. Just like I could listen to that and go to bed. I would play that for a 1-year-old to fall asleep. Like that is how good that soundtrack is.
I've only played a very small amount of Minecraft. It is the only first-person game that makes me dizzy.
Yeah, quality kind of sucks.
So I play Terraria instead, which I like the soundtrack for Terraria, if anyone's curious.
Ooh. The thing is like, what if, I know we're running out of time, but what if we put the Minecraft, if you're like on craft mode and you're just building stuff, what if we took that kind of scene and put it to the Traverse Town theme?
The Traverse Town theme is my single favorite song in the Kingdom Hearts series. So if you put anything to that, I'm in.
Oh boy.
Like I just want, like, if someone is streaming and instead of playing the actual game music, they're playing Traverse Town. Dude, think about it. That pairing is so perfect because they're both so calm and just like oh yeah, just playing through, exploring the world. It's supposed to be a calm world. It's not supposed to be in any sort of chaos unless you're fighting a Heartless. So it's like, ayo, it fits.
It's a good song. It's fantastic ambient music, but it sticks. Yes. It sticks to your ear, which is what makes it like it's one of my favorite examples for a good world theme that isn't based on any sort of like action. It flows really smoothly into the battle music when it comes up. It's Traverse Town, the way that the music is structured is actually one of the examples that my game design class, because I have a degree in game design, we actually studied that when we were talking about flowing from action to action in a live action game.
Neat.
So, that's super cool.
And Atara, ambient music is music that is playing and it's supposed to be unintrusive to what you're doing. It's there to fill space and It's there to fill space and make you feel the way that you are supposed to feel about that location without having to get you ramped up on the actions happening. So the music that plays when you're just walking around in a world, or you're watching a cutscene, like in Chain of Memories, they have the Castle Oblivion theme, which plays over a lot of the cutscenes, and it sets the tone for what's going on without having to be a specific scene for the character or the action. So that's what ambient music means in gaming.
Yeah, the default home like theme that you have for the PlayStation 4, that's a really good example of ambient music.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fantastic example for it.
Yep, menu music is a really good example.
Also, the menu music for the GameCube was wicked good for that.
Yes, that's really good too.
I like the PlayStation 3 music.
The opening thing where it's like the orchestra, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's just like super cozy the entire time you're like going around.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
So I think that is all we have time for questions. If you guys want to mute your microphones for a second, I have an ending spiel to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
All right. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone in the chat, as well as Nia and Garik, for joining us today. It was awesome to have you all here. I want to give a little shout out to our moderators and Nate as well, who helped us out with keeping the chat on track. And to our collab partners for the event, Final Fantasy 15 Amino, Fullmetal Alchemist Amino, KHA, and Queen City Kamikaze. We have 2 podcasts left for this event. And then we'll be taking our break. Next Saturday, April 21st, we have our artist podcast. It's going to be at a different time because one of our guests is in the Philippines. So that one's going to be at 8 p.m. EST, and I'll put more details up about that in the coming week. We'll have Lex Haru, Savage Nymph, and Keybase to talk about art, fan art, gaming in general, and I hope that you guys will tune in for that if you're interested. Then the following week, we're doing our interview with Ray Chase, the voice of Noctis and the Master of Masters, and I'll get more details on that as soon as I have them. It's going to function a little bit differently, so I'm still working out the details with him. So thank you guys again. That's the end of my little speech. I have some Square Enix Amino related announcements for after the call, so if anyone listening wants to stick around for that, then feel free. But that is my spiel. You can unmute.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't mute to begin with. Sorry.
Breaking all the rules.
Whoops.
So,
at least I was silent. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank
you
you
for coming.
Have you guys.
Woo.
And
right.
if you want to say your farewells, then me and Ben have our list of announcements to go through for SE Amino. But I'll be able to close out the recording after you guys say your farewells if you'd like to.
Garik, would you like to go first on that?
All right. Yeah, thanks everyone who came for tuning in. And for any of you who know of my stuff, thanks for the support and everything. It's been super fun. And one thing I would like to say before I go, Guile, you said Traverse Town's your favorite song like for Kingdom Hearts ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're in for a treat pretty soon here.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Hints. Wow. Hinting. I'm
Dropping
actually probably going to have to tune into that, mans. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
What is it? So I guess it's my turn to say goodbye. Adios, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys join into the other podcasts that are coming these next 2 weeks, because honestly, this one was a lot of fun. I wasn't able to make the past few, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be making it for the next 2 that they're having. So if you guys could join, that'd be fun, because this right here was a lot of fun for us to talk about. Like, I honestly, I love podcasts. That's all I gotta say. But obviously, because I run KeyCast. But thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you back at KHA, I guess. And it was nice meeting you, Garik.
Yeah, it's been great talking with you guys.
It was awesome having you guys here. And yeah, the KHUX event is tomorrow, and you guys are going to be discussing the news of that on KeyCast on Friday, right?
Yes, we couldn't make it in time for the frickin' tickets, and I got upset. So we're gonna be covering the fan event on Friday because we don't have time any other part of the week. Sad days. But we're definitely going to keep as much information as, we're probably going to grab it all as much as we can, and we're going to just collect it and spew it out to you guys next Friday at 6 p.m. EST. So, and then just calculate it from there because I'm too lazy to do all the other times. So, woo!
That saves you guys from having the weekly tradition that we do with the time zone confusions.
Yes, I just do EST and live life, and people are always like, I'm in Central. Subtract an hour. There you go.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Google it.
Oh, cool.
I'm in Europe. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't help. Like, there's Google. You got Google. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
No, Itara, daylight savings, you know what? It's not daylight savings anymore. You just subtract an hour. Is it?
Everybody
daylight
has
savings?
I don't know. I don't know anything about daylight savings. I guess every country is different too, and there's one part of California that has daylight savings at a different time or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
On top of that, my state doesn't even do daylight savings, so I don't keep track.
I
probably should just put
daylight savings.
I should probably do MST then, Mountain Standard Time. That's my time zone, because my state doesn't do my state's the only state that does not do daylight savings. You can probably figure it out. If you're American, you probably know which state I'm talking about.
The
oven of America.
It makes no sense.
It really doesn't. I don't understand. We don't need it anymore, but we still do it for some reason.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Let me...
Don't know.
Oh, yeah, the other announcements.
Yeah, I have those. Our other SK related announcements.
Should we leave now?
You can if you want.
Okay.
Or you could jump in the middle of the announcements and sabotage the whole thing. Your choice.
I mean, now that you give me the idea, I'm kidding. I'll get out of your guys' hair because I'll keep ranting. So,
Same.
Adios,
bye, Nya.
guys. This is Nya signing off.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye, Garik. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You've been absolutely wonderful. And I am out. Thank you guys for coming so much. Thank you. Bye.